welcome to another amazing tutorial. Right now, very quickly, this is going to be different from the previous tutorial I always do, as this is not going to be a church design. This is rather going to be a design for wedding anniversary, right? So basically, I'm going to be walking you through what I did, what I used, how I got it, and why I used it, right? Because as a designer, you should be able to be intentional about every single element you use for your design, right? So what I'm going to do is, first of all, to bring in my first elements that I downloaded. After this has been done, now to get a background like this, you can simply go to Pinterest and you can search on pink blurry background. If you want to narrow your search down, to more detailed, you can search for pink blood, pink blood, like when something is blurry, not blood, right? Pink blood flower background, right? So you get something like this or something close to this, right? So that's for that. Of course, I do it to lock up my layers. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is to simply bring up, a ribbon. Now, a golden ribbon, not just any ribbon, but a golden one. So I simply just searched for this on Pinterest, also by searching for gold cuts in the ribbon, or golden ribbon. So you get something like this or something close as well, right? These are keywords you can actually use to get elements that you want. Now, I know a lot of times designers can actually know what they want, but finding it is a problem. So the problem is that if you can identify the keywords to search for it, you can actually get what you're looking for. So basically what I'm going to do now is to simply just rotate this and place this here, just like so. Now what I'm going to do is to alter the width of the ribbon, just like that. Now, next thing I'm going to do is the next element I'm going to use. Like I said, the reason why I made use of this gold element because of the elegance, right? Now, their wedding anniversary is they're actually celebrating the 25th year of their wedding anniversary. So, it's obviously a lot, and it's a lot of years to celebrate. You understand? So, another element I'm going to bring up is a seal, right, or a stamp, right? Now, while I was thinking about this design, I got thinking, right? Of course, I know I will definitely need something to house the happy 25th wedding anniversary, right? So, and of course, I know there are a lot of elements out there that you can use to house, those sort of words, right? But, it got me thinking, and then I thought to myself, like, okay, what if, I go with something that depicts the fact that this person has been married for the past 25 years and still counting. You understand? So of course it takes a lot to be married to someone for 25 years and you're still with the same person. I mean, that's a whole lot of bond, right? So it got me thinking, so you could relate it to our everyday life. One of the things that I can actually use to hold an envelope together, right, is a seal or a stamp. So hence why I went for those particular elements. Now, how I got it was I simply went to Pinterest and I searched for seal. Once you search for seal, you definitely get something like this, or you can search for stamp. You can also get something like this or something close. You can see different variations as well, right? So, and then it made a lot of sense for me to use this particular elements to house the 25th anniversary, right? So now that being done, next thing I'm going to do is to bring up the picture so that the design can start making sense to us, because right now I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of persons, right? So I'm just going to pull up the picture and then it can start making sense to everyone. So I'm going to scale up like so, and I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to simply just reduce it quite a bit, and I'm going to place this right here, just like this. Now you can see that it sort of makes a lot of sense. It's very essential for any designer who is embarking on the project to be intentional about the kind of elements you use for your designs. Why? Because you don't want to send across the wrong message. You understand? So take for instance, now that we're working on the anniversary flyer together, right? It will be so weird for me to use a pillar in this case scenario. You understand? Last time I checked, I'm not Samsung. Right? So it's weird to have a pillar, having two pillars here, a pillar here, a pillar there. Of course, don't get me wrong, it's actually fine when you use it, when you use it for designs, right? It's actually fine, but sometimes, some elements are not very, very needed, especially when they are not subtle in the design. You get, if it is very obvious and the element is not needed, it can actually not work for that particular design. So that's just something for everyone to note by the wayside, right? So basically what I'm going to do next is to simply go to my gallery, and then I'm going to bring up some flowers. Now, working on a design like this, right, you actually need to ensure that the design gives off a wedding feel, a wedding vibe, right? That's what we want, a wedding vibe, right? So hence why you have to be particular about the sort of elements that you use for the design. Of course, now in this case scenario here, we are working on working on an anniversary flyer, right? So it is very, very paramount to ensure that whatsoever you do, it conveys the design has a theme, a running theme, right, that can convey what you're working on. You understand? So it's very, very important to have that at the back of your mind when you're working on any type of project at all. Take for instance, you're working on a gym project or a gym-based social media design, right? You wouldn't be having flowers all over the place, right? It wouldn't just make sense, actually, right? It wouldn't just make sense. So that's just something to note by the wayside, right? Of course, I know as I'm talking, of course you're following what I'm doing, right, as I speak, right? So of course I'm going to lock up every of the elements I have, right? And then we have all this. Now we're almost done. Practically we're almost done, right? So next thing I'm going to do is to simply bring up the text. And so we have this, right? So basically what I'm going to do is simply just work on the picture quite a bit to bring it down a bit so that I can sit properly for create space for the text to sit on the stamp, right? So just like so. And then I'm just going to have this at the back of the image for good measure, right? And there we have it. So I could just simply bring this text down a bit, just like so. And we are good to go. So basically, this being done, we're already practically done with the design. All I just need is something a little bit extra, and then I can take this design now to PS Touch to add up some extra sauce to the design. Alright, so I'm just simply going to scale this up. Now, how I was able to get this golden ribbon blurred out was by using the app called Photo Room. In case you haven't heard of the app, you can do it to check it out. It's a very good app, that can enable you cut out elements easily. That's what I practically use to cut out all my elements if I am designing with my mobile phone, right? And even sometimes when I design with Photoshop on my workspace, right, I sometimes, because of the fact that most times I'm always on my phone, I look for the elements on my phone and just cut it out using Photo Room. And then when I want to now work on the design using my laptop, I can just move everything via WhatsApp, and then as a document, of course, and just use it on my laptop to design, right? But in general, Photoroom is actually a great app to cut out image and to apply some effects like blurry effects, Gaussian blur, motion blur, and the rest of them, right? So, having said that, right, next thing I'm going to do is to add up this little piece of wood, right, which I got from Pinterest as well. And how I got it was I simply searched for broken wood clip arts, right? So you can see how specific keywords can actually help you generate elements that you're looking for. Is as simple as that. One of the qualities you need to have as a designer is to be able to know how to generate keywords to get your elements. So basically what I'm currently trying to do with the color filter is to merge this color to be the same color, be as the same color as the stamp, right? So I'm simply going to go to color filters, going to mess with the hue, going to mess with the saturation, going to mess with the brightness, going to mess with the contrast, just like so. And then I'm now going to mess with the saturation once again to kill it, just like that. Go to the brightness again, just like that, and then go to the contrast to bump it up, just like that. So I've been able to achieve something very close to this particular color right here. Now I'm simply going to just bring up the text that I brought this particular wood for, right? And so there we have it, just like that. We've been able to make a fully functional design, or a fully functional wedding anniversary design. So basically that will be all for this tutorial. Do it to follow through, do it to drop a like, also subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you're coming to the channel for the first time, you can do it to subscribe, hit the bell notification bell, the bell icon, to get notified whenever I drop amazing tutorials like this, right? And of course, after this design was done, I practically took it to Touch, and then took it to Lightroom to get the current design you're seeing right here on the screen, right? So that'll be all for now. Do it to share my channel to your friends. You can, as I always say, you can tell them, oh, I found a channel whereby you can actually make crazy designs with your phone, and then just have them check it out. The aim is for everybody to learn and grow together. All right, that'll be all for now. Bye guys.